You're tuned into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
So I tuned in last week, and I see Edgar and Bryant here trying to act like they run the podcast, right? So I had to come back here and bring my nag line and give them a little reminder of who the head of the pod is, who the tribal nag chief is. This is my show. This is my pod. I'm the head of the pod.
Yeah!
YouTube, Spotify, San Jose, acknowledge me! And then cue the theme song. Welcome to News Across the Galaxy. We talk all things LA Galaxy. My name is Eddie. Well, I was going to say, as always, no. So, yeah, fuck Edgar and Brian. I had to kick them out because they acted like they ran the show. So I brought some better guests along. I got Tony T-Shark to my left. What up, Tony?
What up, guys?
Yeah,
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been. He's still part of the pod. We got Spenny over here. So I hope you enjoy that win because Spenny's going to rain on everybody's parade. What's up, Spenny?
All facts, no feelings today.
There you go. And we got Edgar. Edgar, I'm just kidding, bro. You could run the show. It gives me days off.
Bro, you're cashing some receipts soon. That's all I'm gonna say. Next time I see you, RKO's over that backyard, man.
Dope. Like to see you try. Watch out for that knee.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here at NAG Studio East. Looking forward to a good show. I mean, everybody's happy, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Everybody's up, and like bushy tailed on a Sunday. Well, it's not morning anymore, but and it feels good to win, right? What a difference a year makes.
Oh man, it's and we were gonna go on earlier, but then they put on that snooze fest of Toronto and New England, and we all fell asleep on the couch. But
that's the marquee matchup, man.
Oh yeah, right. For who? And on the ones and twos, we got Triaso. What up, Triaso?
What up, what up?
All right, that's it. All right, cool. Wake up, Chewy. Wake up. So we got a lot of things going on, and we got a lot of people. So there's going to be a lot said, especially with Spenny here. I want to hear a lot of what he's been holding on to because I'm sure he's got a lot.
Luxury tax?
Nah. Maybe. So going into this game, it's on paper, it was a bit of a rough start or a hard start, right? A hard schedule for the Galaxy with Messi and friends first, and then going away to San Jose, which is an original clásico. After the performance against Miami, I think it was. I think it was a shared sentiment where some of us were like, "Well, that's not a real test." Because there were a bunch of old guys on tired legs. So just thoughts before the game started and going into San Jose, how were you guys feeling?
I personally was I was excited at the same time. I was expecting almost the same outcome. Not I'm saying that we're going to tie, but the same outcome, same performance in the team. I was looking forward to see Paintsil more. He showed up a lot against Miami, and I just wanted to really see how he was going to, mesh with the rest of the team since he's only been one game. But yeah, that's pretty much me. And dude, even the people in Apple, they were saying, oh, San Jose is going to give him more of a challenge. San Jose is probably going to be a tougher team. Just like you mentioned, Miami's old legs, they don't run as much, etc. But so, I mean, given all that information, I was like, yeah, I just want to see where the team stands and see if we actually did play a good game against Miami, or to see if Miami was just whack.
Yeah, fuck Apple. And Andrew Wiebe and Taylor Tolman. But if you guys want to be on the show, you guys are more than welcome. This is funny.
I was optimistic. I wanted to see more so if the team can maintain that intensity from the season opener. I wasn't too worried about San Jose as a team because they're a little depleted. So I was just expecting to see more Paintsil and Puig. So much so that I drafted both of them. You know, it's not something I normally do. I don't usually draft fantasy to have 2 or 3 players from the same team.
Don't play with your heart.
But on this one, I used 3 Galaxy players because if they were able to maintain that type of intensity, I didn't see why they wouldn't score 2 or 3 goals.
How'd you do in fantasy?
Killed it. I think I'm leading scorer right now.
We both are. So you scored 87?
I think I'm at 80. I was at 85, and I have 2 players in this game.
Oh, I'm playing you.
You're not playing me. I'm playing David. He didn't set up his lineup.
Oh.
Wouldn't have made a difference.
Oh, okay. I was the highest scoring going in today.
Yeah, I had 2 players. I think you had 1 then, right?
No, I had none. That was done.
Oh, I had 2 players, but one of them was a goalie. So for Revolution, so I don't know.
I always start this way. Like I told these guys before you came, it's like I think I beat like Willis. I killed him last year in the beginning, and then I fucking went like 0-20 after that.
That did good.
Yeah. Edgar, what's up, man?
Yo.
You're the one closest to San Jose. How are you feeling?
Am I? Actually,
No,
you
just-
guys don't deny that.
I just try to keep it a mystery where you live.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I'm on a space station just floating around, man. Yeah, this match is just another example of what this team has to offer because we talked about how Inter Miami is a slower team, and then they go out and completely obliterate Orlando City. Granted, Orlando is preparing for a CONCACAF Champions Cup game, so they didn't have their A squad out there. But still, I mean, damn, that was pretty bad. And they made Miami look like what everybody expects, right? But for us, the question was, how will Galaxy do against a team that's younger and speedier? And San Jose coming into the season, we heard that although they're a bit depleted, like Spenny said, they lost Cade Cowell, which it's a huge loss for them. But they still picked up some good players. They got Amal Pellegrino from Norway. He was a proven goal scorer in the Danish league. So what kind of impact was he going to have? And they seem to have put together a decent squad. So, and they, when we spoke to Saz in the midweek, he said, this is a game that they have circled on their calendar. This is a game where, these guys have a chip on their shoulder. So they're going to come in there fired up. And sure enough, they did come in fired up. But the question was, how will Galaxy react to this game? And my God, what an impact by Joseph Paintsil. This guy has such a huge impact that Dejan has now scored in back-to-back games because of him. Because just the simple fact that he's there.
Spoiler.
So, I mean, Kuntz is working miracles in the front office, and Paintsil is working miracles on the field. Amazing.
So, one thing you brought up, fired up. I'm gonna say I feel a little different, and I want you guys to keep this in mind as we talk about the game. First off, big shout out to all the supporters and fans that went out to San Jose. It's pretty early on in the season, and the weather was supposed to be bad. It looks like the weather held up, so it wasn't too terrible. So shout out to you guys. I definitely would have never done it.
I haven't been to that stadium.
No, PayPal?
I only done the Stanford.
It's a like high school, college-esque feeling. And not the worst, but it's small. It definitely feels
It looks
small.
good though. Like if you're trying to watch some soccer, it's
it looks like you can drink in the stadium, which is a big fucking difference from Stanford.
okay. Wait, what?
Well, Stanford's a dry stadium.
Yeah, you can't drink in Stanford. They don't sell alcohol.
College.
I mean, I have pictures of me literally with the beer at the stadium.
Maybe you snuck it in, but yeah, they don't sell it.
Yeah, they don't sell alcohol.
So we'll get into the match, but I feel like there was something missing, right? Like the Kleshin moments, the Chicha moments. I think that's the one thing that maybe because we demoralized them pretty early on. But I feel like that classical feeling wasn't there. The usual, like, there was no villain. There was no storyline. There was, like, I feel like maybe there's just too many new people and nobody really, like, bought into the...
That's exactly it, Eddie.
Yep.
Because we were talking about how both teams are pretty much going through a period of, I want to say renaissance, but they're kind of retooling. Saz was telling us about how they've had to go young, right, and try to build their way up from there. They have a lot of good players that were part of the USA and the U squads. So they're just hoping that these guys all meld together and eventually put together a decent squad. They're not bad. They're not a bad team. It's just Galaxy, man, they're on a whole different level now.
Oh,
A,
sorry.
a couple things to
That's the way it is.
a couple
Go on.
things to note is these first two games, there was no starter that came from the academy or has been here longer than 2 years. Until Perez came in this game, there was no academy product or anything to actually carry that over, that rivalry. And then I don't know if you guys seen the post-match interviews, but Paintsil said himself, like, it didn't even matter that it was a supposed rivalry. This was just trying to come out and kill everybody.
Yeah.
The
And
words that he's
I
using
prefer that
too.
mentality than trying to get, hyped up for just a rivalry game. I prefer that kill everybody
True,
mentality.
because how many times have we fucking gone and like levas and hell yeah, and we play above our level, and then next week we lose to a Sunday League team and shit, So
Yeah. I like the schedule too, man. So far, it's been favorable for us, for a team that's had new additions, like somebody on the wing like that, going against an old-ass team on 4-day rest and a depleted rivalry team. I think it's served us well so far too.
I was gonna say though, I think the weather had something to do with the energy for that game too. Like maybe the fact that it was supposed to rain or it was like gloomy, like people weren't as like excited about it.
it stayed gloomy for them once we left. Suckers. So let's go into the lineup so we can go into the game a little bit. So the Galaxy basically, if I'm not mistaken, repeated their lineup from the previous week, right?
Yeah.
McCarthy and goal, Alde at left, Cáceres, Yoshida at center backs, Yamane at right back, and you had Cerillo, Puig, and Delgado sharing the middle. Fagundes out left, Paintsil out right, Dejan Joveljic at the striker position. There again, no Gabriel Peck to start. Any concerns for you guys, considering that that's a record-breaking $10 million deal and he should be in somewhat form because he came back from the Olympics, pre-Olympics?
Absolutely not, dude. Because Fagundes is he's showing that he's one of the guys that's going to be battling for that spot. He's in form right now too. Not to say that Peck isn't in form, because we saw him playing in the Color Board tournament, but it just shows that Delgado understands the system a little bit better than he does. Pretty sure Peck is still getting used to things in the Vanny system. Delgado understands it, so does Fagundes. And so it's going to be hard for Peck to finally crack that spot, but the fact that he's there and available in case something happens, God forbid, to either one of those guys, but at least it's a good problem to have, right? Who are you going to put in there? Once Peck gets up to speed, this team is going to be even deadlier than they are now. So something fun to look forward to.
Well, let me ask you two guys with what Edgar said. So, in my opinion, Fagundes is playing great. I messaged the group yesterday too, like, man, this guy, 90 minutes, he's still running like he's fresh. You guys think he accepts that role? Coming off the bench for Peck, the way he's playing? Or do you see him wanting a move and maybe a good trade asset, which, I mean, we need pieces in other places.
I don't think you move him.
You think he accepts that role?
So, I don't know what's going on in that locker room, but based off of yesterday, Vanny's not afraid to make changes to get everybody time. And even though he might have just came back from the Olympics, I think Fagundes is a better option to start the season. Now, I thought that before I saw the post-match interview where Peck is scheduled to take time off this week, which makes even more sense why you start Fagundes and stay with Fagundes, because obviously if a player's going to be out the third week, then you want somebody that's going to be rolling with the team. But even before that fact came out, I think it's part of that. Even though he's coming from the Olympics and he should be in form, Paintsil is way more informed because he played 34 games already in Belgium, so he's much more far along than somebody playing a few minutes in the Olympics at 22 years old.
So, Tony, end of the season or trade deadline, Fagundes is still here?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, dude, I think the fact that Fagundes and Peck, like they're fighting for their spot. I think that's a good thing for the team because that gives us depth, you know, like when we hit May, we're going to be hitting more games or whatever. So we need those players, you know, and by that time, Peck for sure is going to be more in form. He's going to be more involved with the system, and he's going to be meshing better with the players as well.
Another thing too, why I don't think he'll get moved, Eddie, and we have 17 people in the chat. If somebody can fact check me, we still have a U22 slot available. So even if you need to make a trade or you need to make a signing, you can still go with what Coots has been preaching about, going young, without having to move anybody.
It might be 2 spots, right? It's only 2, right? Yeah, you only get 2.
Yeah, I know for sure. I feel like for sure we have 1. It might be 2, but I think it's just 1 that we have.
Do you get 3 in total?
You get 3 for having a young
I think
DP.
It's 2 left then, because Dejan takes 1. Who takes the
And
other
then I haven't checked, but if Gabriel Peck is a young DP, I don't know if we get 6. I don't think we get 6 though, huh?
Nah.
I believe he is a young DP.
But I don't think you can
we
do
have the
2.
young
You
DP
can't.
slots because of Puig.
Hey, small print, bro. Offers cannot be combined.
But I mean, that's why I also don't think that Fagundes will get moved. And then who are you really going to move him for in the league that would trade for Fagundes? Like, we need defense. We need a center back. Are you really going to get a starting quality center back for Fagundes? And is that going to be worth your depth if you don't fill that U22 slot? I just don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, thank you for shutting that down. All right. And we're off. The game starts. And I want to honestly say before we get to the goal that, well, I wouldn't say boring. The game was pretty stalemate, right? It didn't feel like either team was a home team. I don't feel like we dominated, they dominated. So it being the away team, I felt kind of good about it. I don't know if you guys felt any different as the game started going.
San Jose did have a couple shots early on. In the 8th minute, they came down the right side, and the ball ended up at the feet of Carlos Acapo, who took a shot from the top of the 18. McCarthy made a really clutch save. I mean, he had to fly to get to it, but he was caught leaning one way, and then he had to, make the save in the other direction. So that was clutch. A few minutes later, there was a scramble also heading into the box, and then the ball ended up going just to the left of McCarthy. He dove, but the ball was going out of bounds anyway. But at least San Jose was attacking, right? So that gave their fans like an idea, like, okay, we're gonna take it to the Galaxy and try to catch them flat-footed. But Galaxy didn't wait very long to punish them, and my goodness. I mean, I don't know if you want to get into it, Eddie, but I can describe the goal, but it's up to you.
Well, let them finish their thoughts, and then I'll give you the privilege of talking about the goal.
Nah, it definitely did feel like you said, at first I felt like, oh, damn, San Jose's kind of pressing us, but it really didn't take long for us to pretty much take control after their first initial shots. Because, I mean, it wasn't that long after we first scored the first goal.
But back me up here if I'm right, though. Like, yeah, those chances happened, but I just don't feel... Right, yeah, I don't feel like we were under, like, we were being dominated. It didn't feel like we were the away team.
Not dominated. I don't think that's the word, but I think I did feel like, oh shit, like not again or something,
I think you said it right, Eddie. It didn't feel like we were the away team. And I even have it in my notes right here, man. First 5 minutes.
Yeah, this one went analog.
Bro, first 5 minutes, Cedillo with the first like one-touch passes out to the center. It didn't look like we were really like under pressure or being rushed, or it looked like the team was comfortable. You have those shots every once in a while. McCarthy did what he's supposed to do. And the other one, even though it was wide, well, it was wide, so it didn't seem like too much like a threat. I wasn't worried the first 10 minutes.
And one thing I do got to say is this I believe this was before the goal that had me a little worried was the fact that even though what's his name? He got a yellow card.
Marquis Delgado.
Yeah. He worried me, dude, because I'm like, damn, that's 2 games, and he's getting like back-to-back yellows.
No, that doesn't worry me. Well, the funny thing is, and I'm gonna cut you off right there because I don't know if I ever said it on the show, but I know in the chat I was talking about, maybe what if Mark's not it because he's not a killer? Like he's that 6. You need that guy to fucking. Send the message, lay people out and stuff.
The goon.
Yeah, dude, and then this and. I don't know. I'm having second thoughts. I'm taking back what I said from Mark. For now,
I'm liking his game. The first 2 games.
Yeah,
It's different from what he was doing last year.
It is a good game, but just the fact that it was so early on in the game kind of had me worried.
oh yeah. No, I get what you mean, and it was kind of a reckless challenge too. He comes in. I don't think he had much chance at that ball, and
No.
being a pro, get smart yellows, right? Like sweet chin music him or something. Don't don't give him a love tap. All right, Edgar, you ready to break Dejan's heart and let him know you're trading him in for Paintsil?
Actually, I think Paintsil might revitalize Dejan's career, to be honest. But the fact that Paintsil, like I said earlier, what a huge impact this guy has because, I mean, we're watching him and we're like, damn, he's good. Better than anybody we've had in a while as far as like just raw skill. And then when you see other people from around the league talking about, oh my God, this guy's going to be a menace. This guy's going to be trouble. Oh, you guys got a good one here. And you're like, we do. But you look at what happened in the 18. Mark Delgado, who had a fantastic game, right? He passes the ball to Paintsil, who was running into 18. Paintsil was quickly surrounded by 3 players. All these guys from the Quakes came in, and he fired a curving one-timer with his left to the far post. Beautiful shot. One thing that I thought was fascinating was Paintsil didn't take a touch. It was just he let the ball roll from Delgado, which shows you what a great pass it was before he took a shot. When you look at it in that manner, I think this shot should be candidate for goal of the week. But what a way to set the standard for the rest of the game. This guy scores not a worldly, but I mean it's an amazing shot, and all those Quakes are suddenly shook. They're like, "Oh my goodness, this guy is the real deal. We got to pay really close attention to him." And obviously later on, they're paying so much attention to him that, as we had hoped, took some of the pressure off of Dejan Joveljic.
Well, good thing they're getting Vela, huh? That's gonna save him.
I like his nomination for goal of the week, but obviously Edgar's not watching the Toronto game.
Yeah, I seen you just score probably the goal of the week. I woke up from this power nap, like, oh shit. Anyways, I wanted to mention something about Paintsil and like in comparing to players we've had in the past, right? People like Boateng and Antuna, which were speedy players. Right? And that goal showed the difference in class between when somebody knows what to do with their speed and when somebody is just fast, right? So that goal, Edgar says he doesn't take a touch, but he uses his speed to put himself in a position to set himself up for a shot. That's what good players with speed do, right? What do you think Boateng or fucking Antuna would have done? They would have taken a touch and probably like try to set themselves up for a shot. They feel they're fast enough to catch up.
Somebody like a Cabral. This is what we had hoped Cabral would do, right? Because he obviously has the speed. He obviously could get into positions. He obviously gets into situations where he could score, but then he gets like the willies or the jitters or whatever you want to call it, and he just doesn't score. But now you have the speed, you have skill, you have like the experience, you have the confidence. I mean, this guy's a stone cold killer. He's talking about he wants to kill the other teams. Damn, here's the words, right?
That boy nice, huh?
And he turns around and sings you a love song and shit.
You happy with that Boyd trade now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
Wow.
Not yet,
that's
dude. I mean, Boyd's another tool.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
that's the Peck deal.
I hope I'm here when you finally admit it.
But no, because I will when it's because this is Costa. Paintsil's Costa.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Fair.
All right.
Fair.
That's fair, right?
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you. Well, we were talking about Delgado's game changing a little bit. You can't not give credit to Delgado for the fucking pass, right? Where to put it, right? Where he was standing in the field.
Not only that, but the no look pass.
Yeah.
To open it to Paintsil and then make that run behind the line.
Yeah.
Everything that Vanny has been preaching for the last 3 years happened in that play. Making runs behind the play, opening up wide. Like, it's everything that he's been wanting to see from the team. And one player is making it happen. Or two. Yeah. I mean, how much credit you want to give Marky Delgado?
No, a lot of credit, because in some other instances, like knowing your players fast enough, look at where the ball comes, right? He cuts it in between the the defenders. When it's another, and the good thing is like how they understand each other, because how did he know that this is where Paintsil wants it, right? Another quick player probably wants to run wide, and you play him a weighted ball to give the cross.
Dude, it really didn't take much for Paintsil to understand his teammates. I feel like him and Puig, they understand each other. Like they're like at a certain level where they already know, and I feel like everybody around them is kind of being a part of that, system that they both play. I feel like the balls are getting moved way faster in the middle. Before, there was like a lot of plays where they'd be touching the ball really quick in the middle, and I'd be scared to beat forward because I'm like, we lose the ball here, counter, and we get screwed, And I feel like now, like the system or the way that they're playing is just in a different level. But yeah, Paintsil, he understands, or I feel like he doesn't really know a person, but as soon as he kind of just sees how they play, like, all right, I understand how they're gonna dish out the ball, or
Yeah.
Yeah, when you guys hear the term perfectly weighted ball, we didn't just see it on this play, but we saw it in the other 2 goals in this game, because it wasn't just a pass where you just fire the shot into the box, right? Just to get it into the box. It was, you thought about it, you placed the shot sometimes with a little bit of a curve so it skips away from defenders, and the guys are coming in streaking just to fire the shot, boom, goal. And that takes practice, right? Or skill for some guys. And it just shows, like Eddie was saying, what a difference, right? Of somebody who has that level of experience, they come in and have this kind of impact in MLS. You see it in guys like Messi or Carles Gil, right? Guys that come in that are much more refined, more polished. And my God, the other podcasters that we talk to, they're all like, oh shit. Hopefully we don't play you guys, later this season. Especially the guys on the East Coast, they're like, good thing we don't get to play you guys, that often, because Paintsil is gonna be a real difficult thing to deal with. So let's go on, man. Next up.
I'm hoping he also helps his defense out too, because I don't know if you guys kind of noticed. One thing I've been saying about Yoshida since last season is he's very flat-footed. And he's up there in age, and he had a couple errors in this game.
There's a main one, and I forgot about that one, and that's something with the header.
Yeah, in the first half, it was a 26th minute where he got a simple pass back, nothing out of the ordinary, and he just fumbled it. Yeah. Gave Espinosa a shot that Cáceres and McCarthy were able to cover. But those are the things that, if somebody's coming at you fast and they give you that kind of pass, what's going to happen in that moment too, when you're so flat-footed like that. So maybe Paintsil can put these guys on point, because he was saying that he's also trying to kill everybody in practice too. So kill Yoshida, bro. Get him up to get him up to speed.
I mean, what? It's a 72-year-old combined center back age? It's crazy.
Yoshida looked like he carried 52 of those years.
I'm not so worried about Cáceres. Cáceres showed his quality last season against the league, but Yoshida, since last season, I felt that he was very, very flat-footed. Or it could just be me. I don't know.
It's probably a combination of both. I'm just kidding. So move on to goal number 2. Edgar?
Goal number 2, man.
Yeah. Or am I missing something in between?
Once again, we see the similar thing, right? Similar theme off a turnover. Well, there was a foul. So the ref said, play on. Delgado gets the ball, passes the ball to Dejan, who quickly goes for the give and go. And then Delgado fires a shot up the flank, a pass up the flank to Paintsil, who is gone. This guy is just on a track meet. And he streaks into the box, trailing Dejan behind him. Dejan wanders unmarked into the box and gets a pass from Paintsil, and he fires a shot just before the 6th for a second goal in 2 games. Dejan has scored twice now in 2 games. And I know Spenny's making a big deal about it, but he didn't do his little pistolero celebration. Nobody came over to jump on him and dogpile him, but it was more of it was more of a group celebration. So maybe I don't know what Spenny's gonna say about that, but maybe they're all looking around because we have these scabby refs, and maybe somebody said he was offside, right? And players nowadays are kind of paranoid. But hey, it was a group celebration. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Not so fast.
Nah, I'll leave it alone. I'm a Dejan fan. You guys especially know I'm a Dejan fan. I think he's a smart player. I think he just needs to find himself in the system. I have an issue with the way I'm looking at it. There's a lot of factors to why I think what I'm thinking, but I'll leave that maybe for a couple more weeks. Hopefully I'm wrong, and in 2 or 3 weeks when he scores another 2 or 3 goals, it's a different story. I'll leave that one alone. I don't want to put that out there.
Why not? What about all the shit you were saying before we went on?
It's just I just don't like it.
You come here once a season, and
all right. Well, let's talk about it.
out, baby.
I mean,
Dish it out.
nobody's been celebrating with him, right?
Blazing, dude.
Nobody's been celebrating when he scores goals. He's not even doing his celebration. He's not even reacting to his own goals. Like, oh, I'm gonna celebrate, and my team's gonna come. I've been watching some of the backstage stuff, and the guy's walking by himself most of the time. Like, that's not really common for a team setting, and I just don't like it. I mean, he's your number one option. He has 2 goals in 2 games, and nobody's even, besides Fagundes, that's a new player, nobody's going over to him and celebrating with him, and he's not even showing his celebration that we've seen how many times already.
That's what we call this, the redemption tour. Dejan, remember 2 years ago, he was like, I'm the future of this club. 2023 rolled out. He had numerous opportunities to show it. It got to the point where, even the Dejan stands, right? We're like, yeah, man, it's maybe we're wrong. It's time to move on. Who knows what happens in that locker room? Who knows what happened behind closed doors when it's just him and Banny or whoever was talking to him? Maybe it was Captain Dan, right? Got in his ear and was like, you need to shut the hell up and just focus on playing. Everything else will happen. Everything else will fall into place. And just keep your nose down, play hard, and score your goals and listen. So maybe it was a situation where he needed to get a good deal of maturity underneath him. He's a year older now. Maybe he's been humbled, and now he's just doing what he has to do. And the celebrations, I feel, organically will come back. We're gonna see it if the team keeps playing at this clip, and Dejan keeps scoring goals, not every week, right? But if he keeps scoring goals on a consistent basis, we're gonna see all that fun stuff come back. But for right now, I feel like his mindset is, I need to start scoring more consistently and get back to that same level I was at before. And not only that, but not just scoring goals, but setting up his teammates, which we saw in this game as well, right?
Another thing too is I don't know if you guys, for the people that are watching, the post-game interview too, man.
Oh yeah,
Like even that, bro.
That's not a him. Oh, go ahead though. Go.
But even the media is like, all right, we're done with you.
Yeah,
The
it's
guy
pretty
had
bad.
2-3 questions. His post-game interview, as the goal, he had a goal and an assist.
Yeah.
And his whole interview was a minute and like 24 seconds long.
Yeah. That.
Nobody's walking with you from the team. Nobody's celebrating you. And the media's just like, all right, cool. What about Paintsil? What about Puig? All right, thank you.
That I know that's not his fault, but that sucks. That's like a dagger to your confidence too. Because before the goals, I messaged the group. He didn't look confident before the goal. He couldn't.
You messaged us like right before.
Yeah, right before. Because no, I don't know if you guys remember. Like they would pass him a ball like in front of the line, the last man or whatever, and he wouldn't control it. He had a few turnovers. Like first time balls he tried to play was straight into the feet of a San Jose player.
In this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, before his goal, like he wasn't really in the game, dude.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't getting the ball. He was nowhere to be found. And honestly, until he scored, he started showing up a little bit more.
Yeah, and then I was looking ahead to the second half too. Like, hey, dude, it was a different player after that goal. He even like tracked back a certain play where he bodied a guy off, and then he played a clean ball back to like Cirillo. Like it was a completely different guy after that goal. I don't know. Maybe he needs those goals. In that first goal he scored against Miami maybe felt like a fluke because it was a tap in and it kind of was a broken play. So maybe the second one and then the assist obviously made him feel like, hell yeah, I'm back.
Him and the Gallo had a foot in every goal.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I want to point out something else that we didn't talk about, and which you won't see in the highlight package, and that is that at some point, Mayoshida he messed up. I know. Oh my God, here we go.
Wait.
Chicken Little. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, we should get rid of this guy. I think Mayashita is solid when you pair him up with a good, experienced center back or somebody who's speedy enough to make up for him when he can't get to a player or a ball on time. But you don't expect these things to happen with Mayashita. There was a San Jose was trying to scramble for the ball. Mayashita accidentally, I think he headed the ball back to the middle, directly into the path of a San Jose player. Luckily, his teammates were able to come in and scramble immediately and cover up, the ball up, prevent anything else from happening, and get the ball out of there. But otherwise, it would have been an opportunity for San Jose to capitalize on a mistake. Um, for this to happen right this early in the season is a bit disconcerting, but it is the early part of the season, and Galaxy didn't they didn't give up a goal, so that's good. So these are positive takeaways, but these are things that can get ironed out as the season progresses. But it's just something to point out that he made a mistake and it could have cost us.
Listeners, do not check your internet. It's not buffering. Edgar just didn't pay attention to us. He did repeat what we talked about a little while ago.
Sorry, guys.
No,
I might have been
he's
doing
mentioning
some
a
research.
different one.
I thought it was the same
I
one.
apologize.
No,
I
he's
apologize.
mentioning a different one.
Oh, sorry. I take it back.
Yoshida-
Sorry for talking shit. My bad.
Yoshida to me had 2 in the first half and 1 in the second
Oh,
half.
that makes me feel worse. The fact they did it twice, because I'm the one that's most skeptical about the back line. So that makes me feel worse. So.
I don't think it was as bad as you're interpreting it, but yeah, it was still. He headed the ball towards the middle of the field, which he had a clear chance to just put it wide, or at least not in the middle of the field.
Soccer 101.
Yeah, but I guess it's worse because of the experience, right?
Yeah.
He has, and you don't expect those things from a guy like that, and he's our captain, and I said that. You guys remember I said that they're selling us on this experience that he played here, he played there, but I was like I feel like it's a facade. It's not there.
No. And this is where I come with the counter, the counter for that, which is when we were talking to our good buddy Saz, who covers San Jose, he was talking about some of the tools that San Jose has that they could try to implement to try to take advantage of the Galaxy's defense, right? He was like, Galaxy defense might be slower than we think, right? Because they paired up well against Miami, who's a slower team up front. So he's like, we got speedier guys, we got guys that are quicker, and we're going to try to exploit that. So, but when you look at the result, Jeremy Ebobisi, what did he do, right? Amal Pellegrino,
Did he play?
what did he do? These guys really didn't do much. So they were neutralized. And both of these guys started the game. When the goal did come, that was in garbage time, and it was we'll talk about it right now, but
no, Edgar. The goal was not in garbage time.
No, it's not.
It was not in garbage time.
I got a bone to
well,
pick
what I
with
mean was
Danny, too.
the game was already 3-up, and Galaxy had kind of taken their foot off the pedal. So that's what I meant to say. Yeah. So don't say, oh Mario Yoshida, is trash or whatever. No, he's not trash. He's
Not saying
good.
that.
It just, the
He's
goal
good.
that
He's just a
came, the
little
goal
old,
that
you
San
know?
Jose scored. We talked about this before we came out. The goal that San Jose scored was a fluke. So there you go.
All I'm saying about Yoshida, he's a little flat-footed for this league, and if we really look at it, I think it's a positive. I think he's gonna have a positive influence in the locker room. One thing that I don't think we've mentioned is that we have 2 Japanese players, and from what has been widely reported in the World Cups is that these who's clean up after themselves. It's all about respect, not only each other and the facilities, but your opponents. There's pictures of their fans always cleaning up the stadiums, even other people's trash. So there's a lot of upside to having somebody like that has World Cup experience and that type of respect for the game in the locker room. I'm just saying he's a little flat-footed for this league.
We took what you said and ran with it, huh? Fucking Spenny, the fucking Yoshida hater. God damn, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah. He says he looks like Jimmy Neutron and shit. They said, that's
What?
fucked up. Yeah, I heard you.
Wait a minute.
All right. Halftime. Feeling pretty good. I'm pretty sure everyone was feeling pretty
Halftime.
good.
Third goal.
That was
No, second half,
Yeah, second
bro.
half. 2
Second
goals.
half,
That's it.
man. Actually, at the half, I was a little,
Yeah.
I don't say nervous. I was a little apprehensive because I was like, a little apprehensive because I was thinking to myself, 2-0, right? That's like the most dangerous score after the 2-1, right? So I'm like, man, please don't come out all confident and let San Jose back into the game, because San Jose is going to want to get back into it for their fans, for themselves. But it was the other way around. It was the other way around. Galaxy came out firing. And
Yeah.
Eddie,
I
want to
don't
describe
think I
it?
felt.
Want to talk about it?
I don't think I felt that same feeling I usually feel with the 2-0. Just the fact that even when a team dominates, even like when you dominate as a team, right? Like it's more scarier that way because it's easier for you to take your foot off the gas when you come out. But I think the game was like pretty stalemate and it was just like kind of hard fought. So going into the half, I don't think I was too nervous. I think the big change from this year to last year is that we were efficient, right? We had chances and we scored. We surpassed our XG, right? So I was feeling pretty good, and then rightly so, because second half it didn't take too long, right? The white boot connection, and I'm gonna let Spenny take this one because you swear you saw somebody else and shit.
Well,
you were like Gio Dos Santos played it to Alassane and then he found Juan Pablo Anquil and he scored. What the fuck?
No, credit to Spenny for correcting this because I was looking at the highlights and it's kind of hard to look at the numbers because we're not there. But yeah, once again, Mark Delgado up the right flank to Diego Fagundes, who just goes on his run. And once again, Dejan streaks up the field, and I don't know what the hell's up with San Jose. They didn't see him, but he catches Fagundes catches Dejan as he's streaking into the box. He runs to the end line and drags the Quakes goalkeeper Daniel away from the goal, and Dejan then carries the ball all the way to the end, and a perfectly weighted pass back to Ricky was all alone at the penalty spot. He has enough time to look at his watch, check the the air, write up a little physics report, and then pick the spot for the 3-0. And they all celebrate as a group. In fact, Ricky was jumping all over Dejan, thanking him for the pass. So there you go.
Take that, Spenny.
Yeah, take that, Spenny.
Dude, and that was only 3 minutes into the second half?
3 minutes in the 48th minute, man.
Jesus.
So you're a San Jose fan. You can start hearing the boos coming from the crowd. Boo.
Yeah.
Dude, and something that I love from that goal, honestly, was the fact that when Dejan did the pass back for Ricky, or he didn't even give it to Ricky. He just did that pass back to whoever the hell was there. But Ricky read it like he knew, he expected it because he slowed down his pace and he waited outside the box. As soon as he saw Dejan going to the edge of the line, he's like, all right, started running more faster, and he just met the ball and it kicked it in. It was beautiful, dude. But that just goes to show that they understand the system. They understand where somebody needs to be at a certain time or what to expect from a certain player. You were expecting Dejan to do that pass. You were expecting somebody to be in that middle. It was just well executed, dude.
It sounds like Tony's giving Vanny credit.
Well, it's a system, dude. It's working, dude.
No, but I think I really do believe he passed it back to knowing Puig was going to be there, because if we heard Mark Rogandino talk about during the broadcast, he said that Puig had been all over Dejan asking him for a pass, throughout the game. He was like, pass it back, give it to me, give me the ball. And he finally finds him and he scores, the goal. And that's probably why Puig runs over to Dejan and starts jumping on him. See, fucker. That's what happens when you pass me the ball. So there you go.
Checkmate, bitch.
And it's another dimension of Joveljic's play that we missed, because when in 2022 when he was scoring goals, he was also setting up his teammates. Remember, he made Efra look good on a couple of times, right?
The bicycle kick.
Bro, that one assist is why I'll never give up on Dejan.
Oh yeah, dude.
We were up, I think 3-0, 3-1 in that game. He had no reason to do a bicycle kick in the middle of the field to pass it to Efra. I'm never gonna give up on Dejan.
So there you go, man.
All right. Sorry to rain on your parade, Tony. You want to give Vanny all this credit, but I have a strong criticism on Vanny. Right? Let's see if you guys feel the same. 3-0. I get it. Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
ready.
much kind of sealed, right?
I'm ready.
But the subs in the 63rd, I see why, but I don't agree with doing both subs at the same time. You took the bite away from this fucking offense like that. You allowed San Jose to relax
100, bro.
and give him
Miguel
any
Berry.
hope to come back in this game. So you took out Dejan to bring in Miguel Berry. Confident now, Dejan, to bring in Miguel Berry. And you took out a Paintsil that didn't want to come out to bring in Gabriel Peck, which we later found out is not even going to be there next week. So I think maybe even if it was one, I think too early, in my opinion, the way the Galaxy was playing. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyone feel different? Anyone agree?
No, I agree with you, man. Miguel Berry, we've heard time and time and time again. You're gonna hear this a lot this season until either we trade him or he just gets hurt or something. He's slow, man. He's slow. He plays at a different pace, and so even they, I mean, everybody's faster than him, right? Even that guy from Atlanta said he was faster than him. So Miguel Berry comes in, obviously, changes pace in the game. Gabriel Peck comes in. Paintsil, Peck is pretty fast on his own, but look at who he has to work with. He has to work with Miguel Berry. So, I mean, they have to be playing at the same pace in order to work together. And even if Peck was able to, get up the field and try to whip the ball in, like, what the hell's Berry? Here he comes chugging along. So obviously, things slowed down. But before that happened, let me just bring up something because this game could have got away even much more than that in the 52nd minute. Fagundes, once again, he caught Paintsil on a long pass as there was a counter, and Paintsil was gone. It was just him. He ran up the pitch. Two Quakes were trailing behind him, and it just took a really good goalkeeping stop by Daniel to prevent the 4-0. It was a one-on-one, and Paintsil almost burned them. So, yeah, and then you go from that level of speed to here comes Berry, right? But once again, you maybe it's just saving him for the next game. Maybe they're worried that they're putting too many miles on his feet. Maybe it's a 3-0, right? The game's locked up. Bring in him, and now the Quakes are starting to get a little bit more into the match.
Yeah, but 100 with what Eddie said, dude. As soon as those changes happened, it was just like I'm not saying a completely different team, but it seemed different. Like we were on the back pedal, we weren't like pressing as hard. Like, it's like we were just waiting for them to see what they were gonna do, and we couldn't we didn't have the speed of Paintsil, so it's not like we could just counter and like, all right, run the ball. It wasn't the same game plan anymore. And I mean, my dad watched the game with me, and he also watched the Miami game. And he said he doesn't watch MLS as much, but he did tell me, he's like, why are they taking out that's what he's saying. Why did they take out the two best players, which is Paintsil and Joveljic? Like he didn't understand that. He's like, the game changed after that. But yeah, dude, it was different. And then as far as Peck, I felt like it took him a while to get into rhythm, because at first he was just like slow, like he didn't seem right. But then after like maybe 10 minutes, he kind of started like getting more involved in the game, getting balls, passing with Ricky. But at first it was just like he wasn't there.
My initial thoughts, I didn't like it. I thought that it was a bit too early. When they were making the subs, I thought, all right, cool. They're going to take out Fagundes. And what I liked the most is that Paintsil was clearly not with it. He was upset that he was being taken off. I think that wasn't the game plan for Vanny. I think they had discussed it because he completely seemed off guard. But in hindsight, I'm okay with it because of the win too. Part of it now because of what came out with Peck. Even though he's taking that week off, you should still give him a little bit of time. I think Fagundes, like Eddie mentioned, I mean, he's going to run until he gets subbed off. And the game seemed like it was pretty much in control. My complaint after that sub is that the game went flat. But at the same time, when's the last time that we were able to just park the bus on the team and make it a boring game on the road? That's an upside. Yeah. Paintsil, I'm concerned for Paintsil because he had 34 games already in Europe this season. He's been playing since August. He went to the African Cup, the Confederation Cup over there. So he has maybe 40 games in him already. He's not gonna take the summer off, which he's used to. Somebody in their prime, you need that time to rest. So if you can give him, in basketball terms, the fourth quarter off, why not do it?
Don't worry, Spenny. He's not going to play the U.S. Open Cup games, and if we're lucky, he's only going to play maybe 1 or 2 Leagues Cup games, right?
But the guy's never played during the summer. He's 26 years old. He's been a pro since he was, 14, 15 years old. He's used to the summer being off, and now he's going to be traveling, 1,000 miles each way to go play Sporting Kansas City and Orlando and New York. It's not something that you easily adjust to. The guy's going to play for 14, 15 months straight. He's never done that in his life.
Well, that's why he's in the prime of his life, because when you're that age, man, you feel like you're indestructible. But like we mentioned earlier with the whole thing with Peck is that you have all these guys that are interchangeable, because Peck can play both sides. I think so can Paintsil. But the one thing is that they have Mark Delgado, they have Fagundes, and Brugman is coming back, so they could strengthen that mid. And
Brugman better
maybe
get comfortable on the bench.
I'm just saying, Vanny can he doesn't have to stick with the 4-3-3. He could try to maybe go to the 4-4-2 or something like that. But the important thing is that Galaxy has some pieces to play with, so maybe they don't have to load too much on his shoulders. Maybe do a little load management, right? Maybe this is an example of it right now. Taking him out in this game, although like we said, it slowed things down, and it could have been a little bit later, but taking him out, letting him get his rest, even though he could have scored again probably. So that's something we can monitor as the season progresses, how they manage his minutes, so that way he stays fresh, especially in those dog days of summer and in the fall when players start to get really hurt or tired or weary. But something to note, it wasn't all boring. We saw Preston Judd come in the 55th minute. We're like,
Okay.
we know who that is, right?
Man, no one's ever said that sentence.
Yeah,
It was all boring.
No,
Preston Judd
no,
came
look
in.
at that. But the funny thing is that during the midweek preview, we talked about Preston Judd, and Saz told us, "Hey, this guy really impressed us in the preseason, and we're looking forward to seeing what he could do during the regular season." During the broadcast, we heard that Judd said that if he scored against the Galaxy, he was looking forward to celebrating, right? Which is like, okay, fine.
Good for him.
And then he did score in the 69th minute, and like we said, it was a fluky goal. It was like the ball was kind of bouncing around the box. It went out to the left side. One of the kicks whipped it in there, just to whip it into the box. It took a really funny bounce off somebody, and it just ended up at his feet from like right at the 6, and he converted the goal. McCarthy did get his hand on the ball, and I think if the shot would have been from a little farther out, the ball would have probably gone over the net, but it didn't. It hit the inside of the crossbar and it went in, and Judd didn't celebrate because they're down 3-1, right? At that point, what are you gonna do? Hey, look at me, guys, scoreboard. So he just grabbed the ball and went back to they went back to the center line.
Who's that?
But yeah, hey, Judd scored, right? I mean, just
I
like
believe it-
last
I
week,
believe it.
people were like, "I want us to win, but I also want to see Messi score." And then this time, you're like, "Hey, look, Judd scored. Hey, oh, okay,
I didn't want him
okay,
to
all right."
score.
I don't want him to
didn't-
No, we didn't want him to score, but we're like, "Hey, look, it's one of our ex players. Hey, Judd, all right, you're a Smurf now. Die."
Fuck, that's absurd. I don't want him to die.
You
but
went from being happy
maybe
for the
wake
guy
up to
to
like a
die.
flat tire or something. But don't fucking die.
Damn those Smurfs, Gargamel.
And I was gonna say, based on how you said that Paintsil could play right or left, that is true, because against Miami, I believe he played in the left, and in this game he played in the right. And I mean, I don't know if this is just what I see, but I feel like he looks more comfortable on the right. Maybe it was a game plan for him to play on the left for a certain reason, but if that wasn't the reason, he just looks way more comfortable on the right. He could set himself up for the left shot. Like that, I think that's his spot. He should put him on the right no matter what.
Well, when you have Fagundes and Delgado giving you all this service along the right side, of course you're going to be comfortable, because all the goals came from the right side.
Yeah, I believe I might be wrong, but I think it was like a 48%. Like everything came from the right.
Yeah. So hopefully they can figure out another way to do the same from the other side, and then that'll really open up the offense, and it'll keep teams on their heels. But if you look at the ranks, which I did after the game, and we could talk about this right now, I guess. Um, can you guys guess who was the highest rated player and who scored?
I already know. I saw it. So I'll
I mean,
skip.
if you know, don't say. But Tony, Spenny, look at Spenny. He's looking. He's like, let me see.
What's
Who
your
is it,
question?
Spenny?
Who the highest,
Who was the highest rated player on
was
WhoScored.com?
on Who Scored?
That scored?
Who Scored? That's the name of the site that rates players.
Oh.
The name of the
Oh.
website. It's called Who Scored. They rank players. Performances.
Ranked player for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for the Galaxy and for the game.
Well, I'm gonna say Paintsil.
Spenny?
I would say Cedillo.
Well, it was actually Dejan. They ranked him at 8.3, highest rated player in the match, and then right after him was Paintsil, 8.1.
I
By
can
the
tell
way-
you why.
By the way, real quick, we gotta
Yeah.
look at. I gotta figure out how
That's how you lie with stats right
they
there.
get the because the lowest ranked players, 3 of the lowest ranked players in this game by Who Scored is Fagundes, Cerillo, and Aude.
No, because I think they base it on
Yeah.
stats, dude. It's
That's
like
how you lie with stats.
Yeah, I know.
if Dejan doesn't get the ball and he gets it 2 times and he passes 2 times, like you have a perfect game. You know what I mean? And he scored. So it's like it could be a little off.
That's a lot of off. I
It
think.
could also be that the goal that I think the goal that that Judd scored kind of bounced off out there. I think.
No,
he
it was
still in the game at that
Caceres.
point?
Cáceres, I'm pretty sure.
Was Cáceres? Oh yeah, it was Cáceres. So I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. There's one thing to look at these statistics, another thing is the eye test, right? When you're actually watching a match and you're like, yeah, this guy looked like he was better. Obviously, for us, Paintsil, right? It's a big difference. But also, think about what would have happened if MLS would have been so stupid, right? That they would have like said, no, that second yellow stands. Screw you guys. No Mark Delgado. How much different would this match have been?
Oh, it's not 3-1. Tell you that much.
I don't think it's 3-1, but I don't know. I don't know how much worse it would have been.
You believe in Vanny?
I'm not so much believing Vanny compared to that midfield of Puig and Cedillo. I mean, I'm gonna get to it. Cedillo's gonna be in the awards for me. He's the unsung hero for me in this game because he was sitting behind that front line by himself. We're used to seeing a 2 reverse pivot from Vanny, and now it's 1 pivot, and it's a 22-year-old that went at Messi, not giving a fuck, going at Suarez, and just dominated in the middle for me in this game.
We can get into awards, I think, because it's pretty much the end of the match here. So, I mean, we can just go all crazy. So you're gonna go with Cerillo, I assume, with you got Heartman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it. Take the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the team beat me to it this morning, but the kid is, I don't know, the guy, the player, he's 22 years old with 100 MLS regular season caps. And where he came from, I don't know if you guys remember where we got him from.
Trade from Dallas.
Exactly. How many players have been Dallas produced and sent to Europe?
Yep.
And I've been advocating for in-league, we both have, for in-league trades. And what a trade
That are
for
winners,
like,
pretty
for like,
much.
huh?
That are winners, trades
Yeah.
that-
So not only does he have 100 caps, but he's I don't want to say a proven player, but he's somebody that's coming from an academy that's proven to produce
Yeah.
internationally or international players that are playing across Europe. And this isn't so much a Vanny thing, it's more of a Kuhn thing because he gave up the money, not too much. I think it was like 200 in GAM for something that I think
paying off. It's
is
already
so much
paying off.
upside to, huh?
Yeah, it's paying off already.
Yeah.
I remember too, like the fans and like Dallas, FC Dallas pundits are like, huh? Like, well, this kid is young. This guy has a whole upside, and yeah, I'm even like, huh? Now because we don't get these trades, right? And it's and I'm just gonna go off what Spenny said. I'm making my honorable mention too, because honestly, Brugman who, right? And I'd be the worst GM because I'm always willing to trade somebody. And it's like, I mean, you still want the depth, of course, right? But he's expendable now, kind of. Brugman, right? If he keeps playing like this, kid is what, 20?
22
with 100 caps. He's gonna get. I assume he's only gonna get better if you can get somebody to. Because I'm assuming Brugman's up there in price and international slot. You can get something for him, even another depth piece. If Cedillo's going to be your starter going forward, then yeah, why not, right? Or you just let Brugman's contract play out, whatever you plan to do. But Cedillo, for now, it's only 2 games in. But I think even last season we saw a glimpse of it. He looks promising. So you got heart, man. You got heart, and you got my heart, Cedillo.
Yeah, I'm agree with this one with the guys. Definitely. You got heart. I'm gonna give it to Cedillo, dude. Mofo holds it down, bro. He holds it down. He knows where to be at certain spots. He reads the plays coming at him. He just got it, bro. And he's quick on his feet. He passes quick with Ricky. He passes quick with the mids. He goes I don't know. Just he has a lot of upside. This kid he's good, man. He's good.
So you guys are giving Sergio his plaudits, which he obviously deserves. I'm gonna sidestep a little. I'm gonna give it to Dejan. I know you guys are, you're a Dejan stan. No, I just think that when you score a goal and you set up one of your teammates for another one, and you see a difference in his confidence level as the match progresses, that's something that's noteworthy. Hopefully he keeps it up, and hopefully we start seeing the pistolero celebration as the season progresses. But I feel like he deserves an honorable mention, man. Hopefully he keeps it going. Remember, he's one of us, and we have to wish him the best.
No, yeah. Only reason I don't do it is because I don't want to hear this. I don't want him to hear this and have his head get too big. No, I think the thing with that is he didn't get to go full 90. I would love to see that. And yet the assist and everything was great, but there was also the shaky moments. And I just think he did what he was supposed to. Right? He tapped in the ball and he played the ball in the place where basically he's supposed to, and they run it in practice, right? And I love that, but to take an honorable mention or anything away from anybody else, I could even go another step and give it to Aude before him, give it to Yamane before him, right? Give it to Cáceres before him for cleaning it up. So for me, that's why I think
That's crazy. We just went through half of the team and nobody's mentioned Marky Delgado.
Oh, and Mark Delgado. I'm just
sorry.
But I'm
I
saying
think somebody had mentioned him
I'm
already.
just trying to make a point before giving it to Dejan, because I think he just did what he was supposed to, and I don't think I'm glad his confidence coming back, but I don't think there's anything special about it. I said it.
All those guys should have been.
Damn, bro. A goal and assist, nothing special.
I said it. I said what I said.
Wow.
Okay, Eddie. Before we do the,
I would have scored that goal.
Hey, man, no offense to Chicha. He's
I
been
don't
getting
think so,
some
bro.
Chicha-ass goals.
Hold on. You would have scored that goal?
No, well,
I still have the video.
At his age.
I still have the video of your ass with an open net at the digs. You hit the post twice.
Yeah. At his age. Let me phrase that. At his age, I would have been it.
All right.
Well, let's go backwards. Gio Ward.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a big deal,
You want to
man.
go? You want to go first and then stir the pot a bit, just because I'm on this
Come on,
fucking
Kenny.
on this
You can
haterade
talk
right now.
with anybody.
Okay, so
Wait, you
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go first.
guys ready? I'm gonna believe this one. Ricky Puig. Easy for me. Where's that guy? Where's that number 10? Where's that guy that's gonna I see him taking these
Fucking
chances.
Austin Theory over here.
I think our team is not in its final form yet because he's not sharp. He forces so many through balls. Sometimes I don't know what he wants to do. He did something similar this game that he did in the last game, which was he tried to play, I think it was Miguel Berry, a through ball, and he was way outside. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he had his wingers open. And he wants to make that. And I think that this team doesn't really need it right now. He's trying to play these impossible, either over the top or thread the needle balls that are not necessary, because this team is finding other ways to get it done. And something about him is, I don't know if it's his ego and he wants to just be seen as this fucking superstar and MVP type, where he feels he has to do these things. But I think I think he'll get it. Well, he's a pro and a pro's pro. He obviously he was in bars and everything, but he just needs to sharpen up a little bit. And I think once we reach that final form, then it's gonna be a lot scarier to play against us.
I think that's part of his downside. I think that's one of the reasons he's no longer with Barcelona, for that same reason that I think he gets in his head and tries to do things that he shouldn't. I don't agree with his game is off. I'll take that for all that he does, all the runs that he does, all the spacing that he takes. For the amount of time that he's on the ball, I'll take those 2-3 what the fuck moments. I don't want to bash on Yoshida too much more.
There you go.
I think that's his game, but I'm gonna say this not because he played bad, but just because from what we saw in the first game and what happened up to the goal we conceded, I'm gonna say McCarthy, and only because the Smurfs had like an insane amount of corners. I think they had like 11 or 12, and in this one, he had time to put the ball out on the wings or out of danger, and he just punched it into the middle of the field. So it's not so much that he played bad. I'm really basing it off one mistake because I don't really think overall the team played bad. I think just to give it to somebody.
Just say Yoshida.
So your Gio is Yoshida?
Nah, McCarthy.
And then, well,
He seems so solid at the first.
Yeah, I'll back up Spenny on that because I think you don't give it to Yoshida because the way I feel is like that's kind of what I figure is going to happen.
Yeah.
So the word is called game is off. To me, like, I think that's what his game is. And unfortunately, we'll probably see that again.
Good old Zubat.
You know who I'm gonna give it to, and I'm probably gonna go a little different from you guys because again, it's hard for me to give it to somebody in the pitch because I feel like everybody played a good role. They all played their game, so it's kind of hard to pick somebody that was off. So just for that, I'm gonna give it to Vanny. His game off was in the fact when he did the subs.
Yeah,
I felt like the subs were, and I understand maybe it's because we're already winning 3-0. We could rest players, maybe so they don't get injured. I understand all that, but the game did drop as soon as those changes happened. So for that reason, I'm giving it to the coach.
That's fair. All right, Edgar, who you got? Let's see. Damn, when's the last time we done 4 different people?
It's been a while. I'm gonna give it to somebody whose game really is off, and that's Gaston Brugman. I know he's coming off.
He didn't even play.
Damn, bro.
That guy barely laced up his cleats, dude.
He's coming off
You know
an
what?
injury.
He's coming off injury, but so is Cáceres, and so is Puig, and so is a lot of these guys. And
With
they
the
came
preseason.
Yeah, but they all come in. Here's the thing. Gaston Brugman is somebody that we came to really respect and expect a lot from last season. And it just feels like he is like a step or two behind the rest of his teammates. And as he was coming into the pitch, I know the commentating team on Apple was like, "Oh, look, it's Gaston Brugman. This guy is, he's pretty solid. Let's see what happens." And that was the last time anybody mentioned him. So I feel like he still is not there. I feel like until he gets his feet under him, where he just gets to that certain level where you can really trust him, he's kind of a liability. So just putting him in there, I guess, just give him some minutes. But he's not there yet, man. His game is off. That's literally, his game is off.
It is, but then we just praise Cerillo. It's going to be. Cerillo's also making it hard for Brugman to get back on the field. It's so. Yeah, I guess
Brugman is supposed to be
You're gonna
much
make
more
Vanny hold his
experienced
beer.
than he is.
You're gonna make Vanny hold his beer, or are you gonna hold Vanny's beer, right? I think Vanny's gonna start him eventually. He's just gonna force it down our throats.
I mean, if Brugman performs, yeah, that's fine. Because right now, yeah, Brugman but who knows,
I mean, unless when they sub him in, they run 2 center defensive mids and then just 1 in the center.
Damn, that means you put Mark out.
I mean, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened in this game. Mark subs for Brugman, and maybe that was a strategy, defend more.
Or maybe you send the G2 and he could play Edgar's U.S. Open Cup games.
There you go. That we're not part of. Dude, we're total assholes.
Chewy, man.
Chewy.
So, 2 other things to mention,
Chewy.
by the way.
What?
What?
What were you saying, Edgar? Sorry.
No, I thought Spenny said something, but two other things to mention as we wrap up the game. The first is there are images, photos of Will Kuntz going into the stands at PayPal Park to join Galaxy supporters, traveling Galaxy
nice.
supporters. When was the last time a Galaxy GM or any? Well, I'm sure maybe it happens in other teams. When was the last time we saw something like that? Right, where you hear the fans, right, the supporters saying, you're one of us, you're one of us. I mean, one of us, and there he is. He's literally one of them in the stands watching the game and celebrating with them. This so far, it's a return to relevance for the LA Galaxy. Can we elaborate on that? What do you guys think?
Well, we're not done. Hold on. Let's circle back to that one because we'll go on with the whole Galaxy back question. But real quick, though, when was the last time it was safe for a Galaxy front office person to show his face in front of fans?
Exactly.
But we'll circle back to that one because we'll end with that question. Chewy, your Geo and Hartman Award.
So, Gio, I'm going. Damn, Barry.
That's 5. Hell yeah, 5 different people. All right.
Yeah, Barry. I mean, from what we saw on the what's it called, the preseason. I mean, we knew he was slow, but
God damn.
but I expected just a little bit more, a little bit better from him, right? I like how the Spanish commentators call him or say his name, which is I think way better. So I'm gonna keep it like that. Miguelito Berry, a huevo. That's how that. If you hear it in Spanish, which I watch all my games in Spanish, I don't like the English broadcasters. So yeah, Miguelito Berry, you got my Geo. Yeah, you can do better.
I might try that next week. Sorry, Chewy.
Spanish?
Watching the games in Spanish. Some of these announcers
Yeah.
are horrible in English.
Yeah, I just can't. Like I can't anymore.
I watched
So-
like 6 games and it was
You mean you don't like
what?
Mark Dino, and who was it? Heath Pierce?
I don't even know the names. It's just
Hollywood
some
Heath Pierce, baby.
some are bad.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's some Spanish broadcasters that are trash, but
At least they're entertaining.
the majority are entertaining.
Yeah.
And to me, most of the English broadcasters are trash. Most of them, not all of them, but yeah, there's no feeling. There's no feeling in those games, just facts, and that's boring.
Yeah. We get Ray Hudson in the match, right? Ooh.
There you go. Oh, who was the guy that did baseball?
Oh, he died already from the Dodgers.
No, he
Oh.
did a baseball and he did soccer. Ah, fuck, I forgot. They would bring him in for MLS. His name will come. Gus Johnson, was it?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
It'll come. Anyway,
I just like that Scottish guy that was on Messi's sack for years.
So there's
Oh, Gosmic. To your you got Hartman.
You got Harmon. Oh, that one's Cedillo. For me, Cedillo. Yeah, that
Right.
dude is playing like he's not gonna let nobody take that position away from him. Like, fuck yeah, dude, keep doing your thing. Fuck yeah.
Must be very lonely in that Dejan Island, Edgar.
Kill everybody.
All right, time for the prestigious, now materialized official next standing award.
Yeah. Come on.
look, it's so prestigious that Tony's wearing it on his head.
It's like a halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, my halo.
Anybody want to take the lead? I mean, it's gonna be a
Pastel.
sweep.
I
mean,
think
it's-
Edgar's gonna,
Sweep.
flank us, but Paintsil.
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 Paint.
JP.
Paintsil.
100 Paintsil.
Joseph.
Joseph Agundes.
Joseph. It's a sweep, right? All right. Who wants to go first? I think it's gonna be a lot of copy paste.
It's Joseph Delgado Paintsil.
I mean, JP, if we gotta explain it to you, go watch the
Just
game.
Yeah, Paintsil. And since Brian's not here today, I'm just going to say for him. He said it was Joveljic.
The
He
fuck?
did say it was Jovic. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. I forgot about that. He sent that in. Those bus races bus prices.
Blah, blah,
Bus
blah.
rides. It's fucking contagious. Bus rides to San Jose are pretty brutal. So it's okay. Maybe he
I
thought.
think it might be an elevation thing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it's okay. So he's gonna say Joveljic, but when he wakes up and he figures it all out, he'll say Paintsil.
We know, Brian, you're going to get his jersey. Allegedly.
All right. What else is there to say? I'll let you guys take the floor, but I mean, he's
One
it.
other thing I wanted to share with you guys, by the way, and in our little group, I mean, that's our growing group of podcasters that we converse with. All of them were watching the game, and well, I don't know about all of them. I know the Orlando guys are probably hiding somewhere, but the guys that did watch the game were like, "My goodness, this Paintsil guy is really scary. Like this guy is." Every week we see him, we're like, "Damn!" And many of them are proclaiming the LA Galaxy is back, and I'm like, "Shut up! Just come into the game thinking we're still the same, please." Let's give it some time. Let it happen organically. But if you have guys in the rest of the league having this idea already, at which point do we start to really believe it? Because we're 2 games in and we're really excited, right? But at which point we're like, damn, we're really back. Would it be with a win against Nashville that's coming up, this next weekend? Would it be against in a big match in El Tráfico? What do you guys expect?
I'll take the lead.
Ooh, okay.
Miss me with that shit. Ask me at the end of the season. This is a good start.
Yeah.
The Galaxy, when the Galaxy's back, is they strike fear on teams when they come here, when they come to our home. Anywhere we go, and we're late onto the season and we're still favorites. We look fresh. We're rotating players. If you say the Galaxy's back today, then you're settling. You don't remember what the Bruce Arena Galaxy was. So Galaxy's back. You can't say that. I won't say it. Not now. Again, ask me towards the end of the season, and we'll circle back. Right now, we're off to a good start, and that's it.
Yeah, 100, dude. I wouldn't say we're back until we raise 1 cup. I'll be like, okay, or not 1 cup, but the cup. Like I'll be like, okay, we're back. Until then, nah.
Yeah, I mean, these are good results, but the team still needs to mesh. I think the schedule was favorable for us so far. But, I mean, if we can get another win on the road next week, it's something to note. But we should manage our expectations this early in the season. We already know what a grind it is, even as fans, to go through the season with Leagues Cup and Happy Meal Cups and whatever cups. It's a lot to still manage. I would like the team to focus on the league itself and really start locking down this MLS 4.0 or whatever
version
we're in.
4 Max.
Manage your expectations early in the season. I mean, we're title town, man. If you're not lifting trophies, it's a bust.
Yeah. I apologize, but Edgar missed me with that Clipper mentality, bro.
Ooh.
No, sorry, I'm joking, but it's all that. No, yeah, it's a long season, right? A lot of things can happen, up and down, and then we still haven't seen some of the big teams that I think are the big teams in the West, which also have cap space. So yeah, just wait till we go into those difficult stretch of games too, and see if we make any other moves, because there's always room for improvement.
This league is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, look at there's been no repeat champions. There's no back-to-back champions. And there's no dominance in conferences. It's just who peaks at the right moment, who doesn't have injuries. It's just...
Nobody called Columbus in the beginning of last season.
Fuck, no.
Guaranteed.
Halfway through the season, I was not looking at Columbus still. And look at them. No, NYCFC? What the fuck?
Yeah, that year.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I want to say something real quick. Spenny was over here talking about like favorable schedule. Favorable schedule? Are you kidding me? I mean, before the season started, we were looking at the schedule and we're like, loss. Maybe we draw against these guys, loss. And all of a sudden, hey, it's a favorable schedule. Yay. It's not a favorable schedule. But when you are better, you look at the fixture and you're like, okay, we can win this game. And the fact that we have this change in mentality from like, yeah, we're definitely gonna lose this, we're definitely gonna lose that one, and all of a sudden you're like, this is doable. We could win this one. We could give these guys some issues. Then you realize that things are changing. But as all of you guys said, we're not back yet. Like Eddie said earlier, this is not the final form of this team. There's still a lot of moving pieces, and who knows what's going to happen in the summer. I know that they said they wanted to have all the pieces in there before the start of the season, which they literally did. But it's interesting to see what's going to happen in the summer, because some of the championships this team has won have come of successful transfer windows in the summer. I also want to hear what Chewy has to say, because as far as if he thinks the Galaxy is back as well.
I think yeah. I think they got here last night. Yeah, so I think they're back.
Dude, drum roll, please.
Such a Chewy answer, man.
I mean, did he lie?
I want to see Chewy at a championship game.
Yeah.
Chewy has not experienced a cup final with us.
Oh,
There you go.
no, wait, what? Yeah, last one. I went. I was there.
14.
2014?
No?
I paid $80 for that. That was my first. No, that was my third game.
Damn,
And then I got a call from front office to get season tickets during the off season, and I
Sorry.
well, now he wasn't seeing one now.
Sorry.
All together.
So they're back.
Yeah.
They came back last night.
did. Yeah,
They came back last night.
they slept on their own bed.
I hope they're back, but it's just
Oh, I don't think their bus, their flight got canceled.
you got to be optimistically hopeful.
Hey, did the San Jose away bus make it back this time? You guys are okay? Anybody on the bus can confirm or deny?
I think they're still on the road.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it takes like 36 hours or some shit on the bus to get back. So they're probably still on the bus on their way back. Some of them probably hating life right now. But I think that's, unless
No,
somebody
I do
else-
want to. I want to know you guys' projections for the next game.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, what do you guys
Nashville
think?
coming
Nashville,
up next Sunday.
Yep, Nashville just they tied 2 games already. It was a home and away, I believe. They tied both of them. We're on the upside. We're coming off with a positive energy or whatever. We're momentum. And do you guys think we could possibly win at Nashville?
Fuck, that's the team that I haven't paid attention to.
With what we know
if we
now,
tie?
because their number 10 isn't playing.
Oh, Bukhtar?
Yeah,
Oh, dub.
if it stays like this, I would say a 2-1 road win or a 2-2 draw. And you know what? No. Either a 2-0 or a 2-1 win. The reason is because Peck's not going to be there. So we can expect JP to not be subbed out. And if JP's not going to be subbed out, I don't see why or how you're going to stop that guy for 89, 90 minutes.
And keep in mind, guys, Nashville's playing the CONCACAF Champions Cup, like 2-3 days before?
On
it's
Thursday, I think?
against Houston or
Thursday,
something?
yeah.
Oh,
Against
I was
Houston.
going to mention
Miami.
that.
Oh, okay, yeah, they have.
Oh,
one
yeah,
in
it
the-
is Miami.
yeah.
So they're playing Miami 3 days before. That should also play a part.
So one reason why I said I resent what you were saying, Edgar, is because of the schedules, right? Miami, before the game, we didn't have Paintsil, we didn't have Peck, and then we got Miami on 3.5 days rest. We already saw what they did against Orlando with a full week's rest.
I mean, RSL.
San Jose was depleted, and then Nashville has a game 3 games before. So for us to get 2 road games like that, I think that's a favorable schedule.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's another way to put it.
As far as Nashville,
Point, counterpoint.
knowing all those things now, a dub. I don't know. I don't know what the score's gonna be, but I think we'll walk away with the win, and I still won't be satisfied.
Spoiler alert, JP's gonna stay on my fantasy team. I don't think Nashville's gonna
Yeah.
stop him for 90 minutes.
Oh wait,
I'm-
we're no shutout though. Tyler Boyd's gonna get one on us. Ex Galaxy players always. Go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they do. We're all got one on this.
I do think it's going to be a 2-1. That's going to be and we're going to win.
All right. Just so you guys know, I am in the process of trying to set up a midweek preview with a Nashville pod. So we're going to get a more substantial midweek preview of that match. But yes, they do have to play Inter Miami, and you can bet the whole fucking house that Inter Miami is going to put everybody into that game because they're being pushed to win every damn cup under the sun. So Nashville is obviously going to try to do the same. So are we going to get a depleted Nashville SC this weekend? We'll wait and see. Um, Hopefully, they go really hard at each other, especially because they're interconference rivals. Uh, but yeah, I agree. I think Judd. I mean, not Judd. I think Tyler Boyd's gonna find a way to score one on us, whether he celebrates or not. I don't know, but
Oh, he's
this
gonna
is gonna be
celebrate.
a very tough match.
He give a fuck about it.
Regardless
He's gonna
of
celebrate.
what you guys think, I think that Nashville is a solid team.
Yes.
So can't take them lightly at all. I
And at
do
home,
expect
yeah.
Galaxy to win though.
I mean, we're not. This is not a Miami podcast, but I hope Campana starts against Nashville. I think his work rate will really benefit us if that backline stays the same for the MLS match.
Yep.
Yep.
And,
100.
and hopefully they Nashville starts Zimmerman because he's coming back from injury. So hopefully they start him in that game and he's more tired and we get him on tired legs again. And then we can make more excuses of why the Galaxy's not back. All right. Everyone good?
Good.
Is there?
All right, I'm good. Cool. So thank you everyone for tuning in on the live feed. If you're watching or listening to it later on the streaming services, we appreciate you as well. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and make sure to check out Edgar's article he did on his jersey rankings. That is nagtv.com. Yes?
Yep.
nagtv.com. Make sure to check it out. He put in a lot of work. And let us know what you think. He had some interesting takes. Make sure to follow News Across the Galaxy on all socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Tony, why don't you tell them where they can find you, sir?
You guys could find me on Instagram. I mean, I just changed my handle. So it's Tony the Reaper now. So you guys could find me there. It's Tony the Reaper.
I actually want to issue a challenge.
Ooh.
You know,
A Reaper challenge.
I'm inspired over here by The Rock coming back and
so that
setting
kind
in
of count.
motion stuff. Night 1, night 2. You have a midweek show, right, Edgar? I would say it maybe be better if you do that midweek show after Nashville plays Miami, and you come see me about this U.S. Open Cup debate that you and I have been having.
How dare you? How dare you insult the old person in the room there? The Open Cup, man.
I'll challenge you to that debate, and to you, Eduardo.
What?
I want a piece of that luxury tax BS you've been spilling across these podcasts and these posts.
I just had to make stuff to talk about last season. I don't even remember. Well, Spenny, where can they find you, sir? If they want.
I'm on X, Spenny P, and you can catch me at the next home game.
There you go. Edgar.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter as Edgar Nags. And thanks, Eddie, for pointing out the article. I really appreciate it. I did put a lot of work into it. Some of the other teams have been, their fans have been making comments about the kit reviews because everybody feels their kit should be number one, right? Except for the guy from Toronto. He's like, trash. But
That
one of
Earthquakes jersey is trash. That logo?
it's not bad.
I don't know.
Go
I agree,
read up
dude.
about it. Read what I wrote about it, and then you'll understand what it means. But one of the reasons I'm asking everybody to also go back and take a look at the articles because the second part of the kit reviews is what we did last year, which is we have that little tournament to decide where the fans decide who they think is the best jersey. The one that I said was number one last year was Nashville, and that one got eliminated in the first round. So let's see who you guys think is going to be the best. I'm going to probably put that up in the next week or two. In the meantime, let's go over to Julie.
Jessel.
You guys can find me as Chavez JA Chavez Ha on all my socials. Pretty easy, pretty simple.
Cool. Well, again, thank you, everyone. Tuning in this early Sunday. This has been your Nag Mass. I don't know what to do with the rest of my day, so we're gonna figure that out. For Tony, Spenny, Edgar, Chewy, my name's Eddie. We're gonna get up out of here. And until next time, keep on nagging.
Keep on nagging.
Keep on nagging.